Hello, hello, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. God bless you all. Much love. Much love to you. Hello, Ronald Wilson. He says, hello, everyone. Hello, Teresa. Hi, PG. At chat. Mods. Hello. Hello, Ronald Wilson. Ronald Wilson. Teresa, how are you doing tonight, my friend? PG, you're early tonight. Awesome. Amen. God put my feet here early. Ronald, I'm okay. Got a bit of a fever, but I'm surviving. LOL. How are you doing, love? Oh, sorry to hear that, sweetheart. Prayers for you. Absolutely prayers for you. I hope it's just a cold. Deputy Sheriff says, hello, PG. How you doing, Deputy Sheriff? God bless you. Robin. Hey, PG in chat. How you doing tonight, Robin? I hope this evening's finding you happy and healthy and in good spirits. Absolutely. Robin, how are you doing tonight? That's from Ronald Wilson. Sharon says, hi, everyone. She brings us beautifulness and much love. Thank you, sweetheart. Oh, little sissy says hello. Hello to you, little sissy. God bless you. Teresa says, hello, PG. Much love. Prayers. Prayers for everybody here. Amen. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you. Tamar says, hi, everyone. Hello to you, sweetie. Linda says, hi, everyone. Hello to you, sweetheart. Wow, I got a lot of people in here. Hello, Lex. Joan. There you are, Dirtmouth. How you doing tonight? She says, hi, PG in chat. Hello to you. MJ says, what's going on, PG? God bless. God bless you, sweetheart. The other Sharon. Well, she looking mighty cool tonight. Shades on and everything. Miss Fletcher says, hey, PG. Hey to you, sweetie. God bless you all. Hello, Pam. Hello, Pam. How are you doing tonight? Oh, there's Tennessee Moon. God bless you. She says, hello, PG. Much love. Much love to you, sweetie. The other Sharon. She's laughing. Christian says, A says, where did it go? She said, thank God I'm here. Yeah, PT's early. Country girl, justice for Summer Utah. Summer Moon Utah Wells. Absolutely, sweetie. God bless. God bless. I can't wait till we find summer. We found serenity. We need to find summer. Brown Bear says, how was your day, PG? Pretty good. How was your day, Brown Bear? I hope it was all well and good as well. Yeah, I got in a little early. Flip Pop says, much love. Much love to you, sweetheart. Hetty's mom says, hi, PG in chat. God bless you. God bless all of you. God bless you, sweetheart. It's been quite a day, yes? Thank God it's Friday. That's what I got to say. We got the weekend. It's a happy dance, happy dance. The big C word's got us all stuck in the house. Back in the day, we'd all been out somewhere having dinner, running around doing something a little bit exciting. Now we're all ordering up pizza and hiding in our house. Brown Bear says the day was good. I took care of some things around here, watching TV. So glad we are all here now. Amen. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Weekends, the weekends is when you have to do a lot of work. That's my time to do up all the beddings, and I be going crazy. I got sheets going over my head and blankets, covers, all kinds of crazy stuff. Now washer and dryer's getting a workout, and so am I. I got about 20 stairs I got to run up and down. You mean Big Bird? Big Bird Benny? Teresa said Burger King better leave PG alone or he's going to feel my wrath, have my ways to destroy him. Big Bird Benny. He gets a new name. I hear he's going to be flying south there for the winter. He's going to leave one nest and go flying to Candace's nest. Yeah. Ronald Wilson. Teresa Big Bird Benny. I don't know. Man, he acts like he owns this case, huh? I like to ask him who the fuck died and left it to his ass. That's what I want to ask him. When he thought, well, when did Benny get on the throne? Somebody appoint him upon a throne to watch over cases? I don't think so. Damn, they would never solve one if that was the truth. That guy's a freaking menace to society. People thought Dennis the Menace was bad. They didn't meet Benny. I'm putting out the link. Anyone like to come up? You're always welcome. Open panel here every night. Anyone wants to come up and just support Summer? You want to come up and chit chat about anything? You got any questions upon things you've seen or heard, or maybe you got some insight on this case? You're always welcome to bring it upon panel. Absolutely. Yeah, I think he does, Ronald Wilson. He thinks he's the king of Ben Hill Road. Absolutely. That's what he thinks. It's sad. The guy done lost his mind. Up in here, up in here. Actually, everywhere. Teresa said everywhere Candace goes, he hops in the lives. He has to protect his lady. No, he has to protect his finances. And he posted a pic. He ran into Monica Sherrod last night. How odd is that? Mm, um, yeah, we know what he did with that, huh? How he messed that one up. We're sure. We've done heard. We heard it through the grapevine. The problem is, Benny makes other people lose their minds because he already has. He ain't got no mind left, so he's out there working on everybody else's. Hey, I'm going to tell you, Donald gets out. He's going to run his ass off that hill for sure. That's going to be that's a given right there. I don't think the Donald that went in jail is going to come out of jail, to be honest. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That hookup is already in the works. Trust me. Did you see Benny keep shutting his camera off last night? He couldn't even stand to look at it, but he knows what he's got to do. Get to it, Benny. You can do it. You can do it. That is some funny shit. That's what everybody should start writing. You can do it. It cracks me up. Benny be flying backwards, man. Yeah, I thought you were supposed to go south for the winter, not wait until spring. Get down there, Benny, Tennessee. It waits upon you. A castle upon a hill with your maiden. His maiden awaits him. Yeah, he's crushing on that 90K. Absolutely. You got that right. Oh. I wonder if Doug's going to buy the pizza this time. Oh, shit. Candace told the police the last thing she heard Benny say is it's about to blow. Hey, no lies. That's the truth. That's the truth. Yeah, he don't want nothing. He don't want nothing to do with Andy. I tell you, that ain't even meeting his match right there. That's past his match. You don't want to go down there and get around Andy. Even Don was afraid of Andy. I know Benny is. Killer Look says, I got pizza money. Well, Benny said he needs that pizza money. That's how he gets his foot through the doors, trying to get somebody else to buy the food. Pizza delivery boy. he stiffs in, doesn't leave for a while. Yep, PG's in the house. Absolutely. I'm about to set the roof on fire. The roof, the roof. That's the good old days. And Benny and the Jets. I think he's scared to go because of what he saw last night. He had to keep shutting the camera like, damn. I'm about to do this. You got to work yourself up to that one. You have to work yourself up. He had his earpiece in still. Oh yeah, I think Doug crushed him. To be honest, man, Doug let out the goody good on Benny. He's letting out the goody goods. Oh, Doug boy, he didn't. It was no bars held on that one. He gave it to him. He was like, whew, that'd have been a fight. Doug would have been Muhammad Ali in the prime of his life. Oh wow. Yeah, he did. Totally crushed him. That is no lie. Now Benny's picking on Blowhorn Betty, right? He's gonna go pick on. He's gonna go. I'm gonna tell you what. He's picking on the wrong woman right there. She will crush that ass too. I heard Blowhorn Betty hits like a man. Benny better watch his ass out. He'll knock him out. That right there, Benny can't handle that. Yeah, tell the truth, shame the devil. That's what I say. Tell the truth and shame the devil. Absolutely. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, he'd be the one getting put into a Russian pretzel, huh? Oh shit, that is hilarious. That is funny stuff right there. I think, just like says, I think he came in. He didn't want her telling that he was sliding into home base. Did you see that serious video he did talking about how they connected over a song? Really? Wow. That Benny man, I'm telling you, I've heard kids drop better lines than him. Hello, Priscilla. Hello. God bless. Isn't love beautiful? Green him. Yeah, I have to agree. It's like a new Shrek movie happening all over again. Hello, Lost Souls. How are you, sweetheart? Georgia Gold. KFC's Georgia's Gold. No, you haven't missed anything, Priscilla. We just I'm just reading chats. I haven't got to any of anything yet, so you're good. I've been just sitting waiting for everyone to come in. So you are not late. You are right on time. I'm glad to hear that, sweetie. Lost Soul says, PG, I am doing good. God bless. I think we all wonder about that. I wonder what happened when Candace and Benny went swimming. One thing for sure, the pool needed cleaned, disinfected, deodorized. Oh my God. And I still wouldn't want to swim in it. Oh, shoot. How you doing, White Window Baby? Okay, great. Don't want to miss any of my PG chat. Oh no, you didn't miss a thing, sweetie. We were all just chatting. Annie A, I didn't get no membership back yet. I didn't get no membership back yet. All I got right now is that Cash App the mods are putting through the chat. That's all I have. but I'm going to fight it. I'm going to absolutely try to fight it. If they ain't shutting Benny down, then I don't know why they'd be trying to shut anybody else down at all. That's a double standard right there. Absolutely, Victoria. Justice for Summer Wells. Hey, if he keeps being such a bother to so many people, that might not be a bad idea. Lost souls. Absolutely. That might not be a bad idea. Oh, I know. My mods are beautiful, ain't they, Priscilla? Absolutely. My mods they are so awesome. Everybody in here is awesome. But yeah, I got excellent mods. God bless them. God bless them. Yeah, he does. That is the truth. He harasses people. He harasses everybody on and off panel. That's the truth. I called pest control on him, but as we know about pest control, most of them are no good. They couldn't get rid of him either. Molly Mice. If you want to come upon panel, I got to see you. I guess I just watched the back chat because Molly Mice probably is going to write something there. And I was right. Oh my goodness. My name is Lacey now. Lacy. Lacey. Whoa. Guess I have to write that one down. Victoria says, Happy Friday to all. Okay. We all watched Cam and Allie last night. And Candace upon the Cam and Allie show. Boy, they weren't prepared for that, was they? Oh no. Cam kept, he was sweating bullets. And his old lady got up and walked away when Benny showed up like, honey, he can't do nothing to you through a screen, okay? This is the cyber world. You don't have to get up and run because Benny shows up on the screen. Scared that girl out of her chair. That was hilarious. That Cam's a big old boy. I think he should be able to take care of himself. You know? You don't see Benny running Ernie off. Ernie's like, I hate that son of a bitch. That was the funniest thing I ever heard. I was like, yeah, to pick a number and stand in line. Everybody hates him. Except the chosen few that still ain't grown a brain. Oh, shit. Yeah, Benny was Benny was mad because Ernie was trying to set him up there on Ben Hill Road with a trash can full of everybody knows what. Benny took offense to it. Benny's like, shit, I want the real thing. He's like, then get on up there. I'm sure Candace could give it to you. Oh, crap. Been giving it to Dawn and everybody else for 14 years. Get yourself right on up there. Yeah, you got that right. You got that right. Amber Denise, you have to you just got a flickering screen. What is that supposed? This. I know it's Friday night, man. If you want to go out and disco, you get come up here and do it. You gotta go disco somewhere else. Up here flickering light like it's a disco ball. What the hell? Yeah, I don't blame Ernie for not putting him up on panel. I wouldn't put if he came over here. I sure the hell wouldn't put him up. I'd knock him off. I'd put my steel toe boot in his ass, kick him out of here. No way. He ain't coming up on my panel. He spread some nasty things. Benny's got to learn how to have some. He needs to learn those words. Loyalty, respect. Dignity for oneself. Old boy ain't got no scruples. Just over here buried in the snow. Yeah. Yeah, he's trolling around. He's got a disco ball turning it different colors. Amen. I'm going to tell you, you got to have respect for oneself to have it for anybody else. I mean, that's weird. He goes up on people's panels and opens up crazy things. He's always working. Misery loves company. Benny's a prime example of that. Hello, English Rose. How are you doing tonight? God bless you. Hold on, I got a rat in the kitchen. Wow. Sorry about that. I've got one right in the kitchen. Disco chick. I gotta see your face, disco chick, if you want to come up. Guess I had to kick disco chick. She wouldn't open it up and let me see her dance or him dance. I hope it was her being a chick. I don't know where Wisconsin Mama is. She's probably just getting off work. I came in kind of early tonight. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I was hoping to wait till everybody gets in here. So, yeah, I see Ernie over there playing his sheep song. That is hilarious. Yeah, that's what I want to know. Where is Summer? You're right, Maura. Well, anyway, let's let's revisit last night. Let's revisit last night. Candace, let's revisit you. Here we go. Here's Candace. Everybody watch. She's setting up. She's talking. She's all of a sudden she sees a second that she might be able to slip out. And watch what she casually does. Here she goes. She's going down. She's going down. Oh, turning her head. There we go. Oh, there goes the bottle. There goes the bottle up in the air. She's keeping that bottle. Look how long she. Wow. Come on, Candace. That's a long drink, hon. Oh, there she come back up. Look at that. What the hell was that? Let's watch her do it again. Come on, Candace. Let's watch you do that one more time. We don't want to miss it. Oh, she's going to slip down. There she goes. There goes the bottle up in the air. Some R&R. Wait for it. She's going to come back up. There she is. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. That is funny. That's hilarious. Okay, Candace. Enough of that. I ain't never seen Pepsi that color. That was definitely some whiskey. Don't kid yourself. That was pure whiskey. They wouldn't even know soda in that shit. That was she needs the hard stuff. Let's hear let's hear her talk about some things last night. Let's go, Candace. Let's hear you.
She was just doing stuff out of being grudgeful, spiteful, and having a grudge, because we know she yelled that at you that day when you were carrying that banner, didn't she?
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
Oh, we got your kid.
What did she say? They got your kid?
She said, ha ha, let me off and I got your kid.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs.
Please have Candace repeat what Allison shouted that she had her kid, or they. Okay, when I was going and I was holding the banner for Summer, when she come up missing, Allie and her group said, ha ha, like this, and said, we got your bitch. That's what they did.
We got your bitch, is what they said? Huh.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, shit.
She was just doing being grudgeful, spiteful, and having a grudge.
Okay, did everybody see that? Within 2 minutes, she changed the story. 2 minutes. Oh my God. Was that unbelievable or what? Did you guys see Cam hold his hand up? Cam was holding his hand up the side of his face like, oh hell no. It was like, oh hell no. That she did not just go there. Penny's like, I gotta get up there. What's going on? Yeah. White window baby. You're exactly right. I don't even know if anything was said now. I have no idea if anything was even said, because when I first heard it, it was supposed to be ha ha ha. They got your kids, and now I'm hearing, because Donald and they were like, and who's they? Even on the behavior panel said, who's they? He's like, I don't know. That's what we like, And now all of a sudden, it's something different. Really? Are you kidding me? I mean, now it's like the Scream. You know, I'm founded as hell in my mind. I mean, personally for me, I don't even know if Allie said anything at all. Period. And not only that, but what did Cam say? Cam was sitting there saying Allie and Hunter were just popping up at places made just for summer. Like the visuals and no, Cam. No. They weren't popping up at anything. That was the freaking 4th of July parade. That was a parade for everybody, not somebody. Candace and the church just decided to carry a banner, and that wasn't even Candace's ideal. That was Robin's and some other people's ideal for her to do this. So, because lots of people would be there and it would help get the word out. So, you know, and Candace really didn't want to do it. But, you know, she did because she knew how she was going to get looked at if she didn't. And I remember when that happened. And obviously, you know, the whole thing could possibly be a lie now. I mean, seeing that she changed it like twice in 2 minutes, exactly 2 minutes, the story changed. It went from they got your kid at the beginning of when it's supposed to happen to last night it was I got your kid flicking me off to, you know, I got the bad word, which she said, which I won't repeat because, you know, she's trying to act like they were talking about summer. Is that how she thinks of her daughter? Because I do not think Allie would have said something like that. I don't. Absolutely not about summer. So, you know, I took that to be Candace's words, not nobody else's. And, you know, really? That's how you think about your daughter? That's, you know, within 2 minutes, that story changed. And neither one of them held an ounce of truth in anybody's mind except Candace's. We all know that. Yeah, I do not think Allie said that. Absolutely not. Candace is delusional. She is totally delusional. You know, totally. And look at that. Look right there. He's like, whoa. You know, even this old lady's like, she don't even want to look up. What did she just say? This is not happening on our panel. Here we go.
He was just doing stuff out of being grudgeful, spiteful, and having a grudge. Because we know, she yelled that at you that day when you were carrying that banner, didn't she?
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
Oh, we got your kid.
What did she say? They got your kid?
She said, ha ha, flip me off and I got your kid.
Ha ha, flick me
This
off,
is your
I got
brain.
your kid.
This is drugs.
This is Candace. That's Candace's brain.
This is your brain on drugs.
Yeah.
Please have Candace repeat what Allison showed that she had her kid or they. Okay, when I was going and I was holding the banner for Summer when she come up missing. Allie and her group said, "Ha ha," like this, and said, "We got your bitch." That's what they did.
We got your bitch, is what they said. Huh.
Yeah, pretty
Wow.
much.
Do you see how Cam was trying to play it along there? He was trying to go with it. I wouldn't have went with that shit, Cam. I wouldn't have went with that shit. I just said, wait, Candace, wait. That ain't the way it's supposed to went. We heard about this back when it happened, and I would have told her how it was supposed to go. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? How did it change? And even more so, how did it change twice? Well, you were just up here. Two minutes ago, you said, I mean, now we hear, wow. I mean, would you like to try this again? Maybe we'll get something else out of you. I mean, come on, Cam. You're supposed to be a God-fearing man. You and your old lady's supposed to be Christians. I thought you fight for the truth. You fight for the truth. Why didn't you speak up? Why didn't you fight for the truth? Because all you care about is the money. That's what you cared about. You cared about all that money you got last night. $100 donation, $20 donations. I mean, you must have made $200-300, and that's all you cared about getting. You did not care about the truth. You did not care about stopping her. You did not care about backing it up. You did not care about anything. I would have straight been on that shit. Like, what the hell? And I wouldn't have let Benny up. I'd have been like, oops, sorry, Benny. You can't get on panel. What keeps kicking you out? It would have been PG. Because I would have wanted the damn truth. But, these two, they ain't fighting for no truth. I'm telling you, they are whales ass kissers. They are signed their freaking name in blood upon the freaking contract to be a whale's ass kisser. Yeah, there really is a contract to kiss the whale's ass. And these people signed it. And then he was on tonight trying to wiggle his way out of that one, huh? He was on tonight trying to wiggle his way out of, the dirtiness he pulled last night by protecting these people. Absolutely. There you go. Cowards. Cowards, all in it for the money. Hell yeah, PG be calling it out. I don't care. I ain't in it for the money. I ain't in it for anything except to find Summer, bring her home, get justice for her. And I'm sick of hearing her name in the mouth of people like this right here that are not fighting to get Summer home, and they are not fighting to get justice for Summer. They're sitting there kissing Candace's backside, hiding in their damn face from embarrassment. These people's been talking to Candace and Donald Wells for 8 months. Do you think they have not spoke about this beforehand? Don't you think they should have been equipped with all of this information a lot sooner than this? I mean, I knew about the 4th of July thing right after it happened. And I know the way it's supposed to went. I heard it from Donald. I heard it from Candace. I heard it, I heard Donald repeat it again on the behavioral panel. And, that ain't the way it went, Candace. That is not what was supposedly said. And now I'm wondering if anything was fucking said at all. I think you're a liar. I really do. Actually, I know you're a liar. I don't think I know. When you tell 2 different stories within 2 damn minutes about the same day at the same time, It didn't happen. Only one thing could have been said. Not all that shit. And knowing you, Candace, you would have probably took a TikTok video of it. And I didn't see the TikTok video. So therefore, when it comes to you, if there's not a TikTok video, we don't want to hear it. Because more than likely it's not true. Like planting the flowers. No TikTok video, we don't want to hear it. Because you are a TikTok head. There you go. You are that pendulum that swings all the time. That's sad. That's sad. Oh, well, you know, here's what we'll have soon enough. There you go. That's Big Bird Benny and Candace. Oh, look there what she got under her arm. Oh, that don't look like no little Donald. That looks like a little bird Benny. Absolutely. And look at Benny. He says, hide me. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Big Bird Benny. Right now he's nesting up in Mommy's garage. He gets his nest in Mommy's garage. Yeah, poor Big Bird. Poor big bird. Girl, you get me cracking up. Big Bird Benny. He gonna go up there and nest all up in Donald's place. He'll flap his wings. Oscar the Grouch. Oscar the Grouch, that's that right there is Candace and Candace. Benny Cam trying to get up there first. I think after we seen last night's performance, you could tell that Cam's gonna let Benny get there first. Cam's afraid. Even his old lady got up and left her chair. Even his wife got up and left her chair. She's like, "Oh, Benny scared me." She had to run away. I thought she heard the words cornbread mafia the way she took out that chair and left. Yeah, I bet he was nervous. I bet Cam was nervous when Benny came up there. Yeah, he was like the fat cat that got caught with the cheese in his mouth, wasn't he? He's up there busted. He was like, I didn't expect Candace to come up. She was in. I seen her in the chat, but I didn't expect her to come up. Nice save there, Cam. What are you trying to save? Your backside? I don't know why they're afraid of Benny. He is a bully. He is a bully. I don't know why they're afraid of him. You know, you don't have no reason to be afraid of him. You know? He isn't nothing but a blowhard sitting in, his mommy's house. Talking a bunch of smack. That's all he does. I don't know why they're afraid of him. Benny thinks he's ruthless. God has a way of dealing with people like Benny's. So I have no clue. I think Cam's just Cam's just like he ain't afraid of Benny. He's afraid of losing, that money. He's afraid that Benny could, swoop in and get Candace to, keep him away from there. They keep him from getting any more information or anything. That's what he thinks. He thinks that, Benny has Candace in his pocket right now at this particular time. I don't think they would be so worried if Donald wasn't locked away. But seeing Donald's locked away and, all the cards are in Candace's hands right now, they're afraid Candace is going to Chris the 45, I have to see you, hon, if you want to come up. Is Chris the 45 in our chat? I know she was early. Oh, there she is. Okay, sweetie, I'll bring you up. If you want to close the camera, I'll bring you up, sweetheart. Can you hear me? Krista, 45. I'm bringing you up on panel. How you doing, sweetie?
I'm good.
So what did you think about last night? Can anybody hear me? I can't hear you, Krista. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I'll put your link back out, Krista, so you can come back up if you want. I lost her. I was hearing her there for a second. Next thing I know, she's gone. PG thought it was me. I was like, oh no, I kicked myself out again. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Yeah, internet. The internet ain't good in a lot of places right now due to the fact that the weather's so bad. In a lot of different places. So I've been blessed with good weather. I thank God for that. I actually have been blessed. The link ain't letting her come up. I don't know. It sounds like a technical issue. And the other Sharon going after her license. What the F is that about? Who's going after whose license? Crystal, I have to be able to see you, hon, to bring you up on panel. If you you got to open the camera. You've got to mute and start camera. Yes, anyone that would like to come up is more than welcomed. Krista 45. Okay, sweetie, I'm bringing you up on panel. If you want to close camera, I'll bring you up.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, sweetie.
Okay, so it worked this time. It's my internet, I think.
Yeah, is it bad weather where you're at?
Yeah, we had a lot of flooding.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It sounds like a technical issue.
I don't want to interrupt your show. Is it working okay?
The other Sharon going after her license. What the F is that about? Did you going after his license? Did you click out of the old YouTube when you came in? Are you there, Krista?
Okay. Is that better?
Yes, that is much better. Thank you.
Hello? Okay. I didn't close out the other YouTube is what I didn't do right. Sorry.
Precious
I'm
me.
interrupting your show and talking. I'm sorry.
Not at all, honey. Not at all. Precious me. Thank you. Thank you for the support. Absolutely, through the Cash App. Thank you so much. God bless you. I greatly, greatly appreciate that. God bless you so much. So what did you think
Yeah,
about
some people are like Benny.
yeah, he's a trip, ain't he?
Oh, I can't stand that human. I really can't. He's got some major mental issues. Major. I laugh at him like constantly. But he got tore up because Candace was on cams, didn't he?
Yeah. Pam Roberts, thank you. Thank you very much for the Cash App donation. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you so much. He got up there quick. But did you know on Candace actually
Yeah.
she actually I think what it was is she felt that he didn't have a live for her to go on, and she's trying to show him, hey, if you're not going to have a lives for me to go upon, then I'm going to go elsewhere, and I hear now she started her own
Yeah.
YouTube. Let's see how that one goes. I mean, whoa, she's going to get plastered and
I
be on
heard
there.
about that.
That's going to be wild and crazy right there. Absolutely. I
A
mean,
lot of laughs.
yeah, I see. Candace, you can do it. Get on there, girl. Don't let Benny hold you back. Don't let Benny hold you back. You get on there. You get on there.
He be
We-
working your cash out though.
Yeah, we want to hear what you got to say, sweetie. Bring it on. Bring it on. Please.
Oh God, they crack me up.
Yeah, absolutely. Why should Benny be
ain't been-
controlling all her money?
He got it up and running.
Well, Benny holds the cards right now, and I mean, what good does it do for Candace to go on? Like last night, Cam and Allie almost made $300. If Candace would have been on her own live, if they want to come over there on her live and let her make that money, I mean, it's her daughter, right? So why is she doing her own lives? I'm all behind it. I said, go for it, Candace. God bless. Why should Cam and Allie have you up there, profiting off of you? They didn't send you none of that money. They stuck that money in their pocket, Hell yeah.
No.
Benny ain't sending you none of that money. I mean, exactly. Get your own YouTube up and start, getting your own donations. Absolutely. Go for it, girl. You get on there.
She might shut Beanie's channel down if she gets one of her.
Hell yeah. She shut them all down, Candace. You shut them all down, hun. You just get up there and you do your thing. PG's all behind you. I got you covered, girl. Get out there. PG says, get some R&R. Man, click into that YouTube. We all want to hear from you. Jody Sue does it. Jody Sue does it.
Oh my God.
I mean, you gonna let Jody Sue show you up, Candace? She out there. She making her own. She making hers. Get your ass out there. Amen. I need to hear it. We got some questions. We want to know what Allie really said that day at the parade when that banner was being packed down the road. I need to hear all that again. I need to hear if that back door.
My internet is awful. It does.
I need to hear if that door was locked or opened in the basement. That's what I need to hear. Was that door locked, Candace, or was it opened? I mean, you could talk about that. You could talk about that 2 minutes.
Didn't Don tell? Don told that the door was locked or open, didn't he?
Donald said it's open. Candace
in his
said,
statement.
Candace said, I don't remember. Then Candace said it was locked. And then the boys told Dawson when he was taking them all over the place and hanging out with them. Donald, Candace, and the boys told him that basement door was locked. And I truly believe it was locked too, because I don't believe Summer ever went down into the basement. That's my personal opinion.
I know in Don's statement, he said that the door was unlocked. She claims it's locked.
Right. She
Their
claims
stories don't match.
And just like when they talked about Summer's hair being cut off. And she's sitting there saying, oh, the boys cut their hair and I cut my hair. And she just wanted to be like me and the boys and cut her hair. And then in the same breath, Donald sitting in the next chair says, well, she was cut her own hair and so Candace cut her hair to make Summer feel better because we had to cut it off after Summer tried to cut her own hair. And Candace cut hers to make Summer feel better. Wait a minute, Weddie, what we just heard. Donna, was you not listening? Did you not get the MO right there sitting next to you? I mean, And then Candace, if you took notes, man, she's propped up in that chair listening to everything he said, you know? Like, she was hanging on his every word. And then all of a sudden,
Yeah,
she
he
looked down.
snapped his fingers behind her back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He, you know, he was keeping her in check. And like he kept telling her, Candace, I'm protecting you. I'm protecting you. Why does she need protection? From what? What does she need protection from? I tell you what he's protecting her
Because she
from.
did something.
Yes, last night. He's protecting her from last night because Candace can't keep the lies straight. She can't keep the story straight. And she can't keep it straight because it's all lies. If it was, you know, I don't think Allie and them said anything
Now Benny's going to step in and help her keep the story straight.
I'm going to be honest with you. Benny's going to hang her. And that's what he wants to do.
Yep.
I mean, he wants to hang her.
I've
been watching Betty.
After he gets done using her for money.
Benny's her biggest downfall. Absolutely. You think he ain't going to go up there and try to live off of her until Donald gets out of jail? Sure he will. He'll go up there and help her spend all that money. I mean, absolutely. Absolutely. He'll go up there and drive Donald's Subaru all over the place and, you know, and take her out and show her a good time. And, you know, she can pay for it all. She can pay for, you know, instead of having Donald there, which was paying for everything. But, you know, Benny will be there and Candace can pay for everything. She done what?
He's done sent one load of packages up to Candace.
Oh, yeah. all his personal things. He's done sent them up there. She's getting them day by day out of the dumpsters. Benny, very careful. He's going to end up with ringworm. Out of them nasty trash cans. Oh, those were our trash cans. But we don't have a trash man anymore. But we're going to put them down by the front of the house to collect all of our packages in. Ew. Is that disgusting or what?
Mine went completely out and I heard nothing. It's my internet.
Yeah, your internet reception is bad. Me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Summer's hair was shaved a lot. Candace hated Summer being so beautiful. She was beautiful. Candace definitely has an issue. And like last night, she barely talked about Summer again. You know, I think she, you know, wanted to.
She don't care anything about that baby.
Yes. Yes. No, I don't think she cares much about Summer as well. And she, you know, no, I don't believe she does. If she did, she would have took better care of her daughter when she had her daughter. I don't know anyone that shaves their child bald. I don't know anyone that you know, their child comes up missing and they're not out looking for them. I was on the phone practically living up there as well for months. And I'm telling you now, they did not go out and hang flyers. They did not want that billboard. They didn't. That Donald and Candace was trying to figure out if they could get the reward fund banked somehow. When it's supposedly supposed to run out. They didn't know how it worked. The only thing they was worried about was getting it. And then when they found out they couldn't get it, they did not want it to go up.
Oh, her being a
Um,
girl, even if she had got lice, you wouldn't shave your baby girl's head bald. I wouldn't see that being an option.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, I did see Madam in the chat, and
I think that was a form of punishment.
absolutely. Absolutely. Madam Butterfly, if you are a well supporter, you are not welcomed here. I'm just putting that out there right now. You are not welcomed here. If you are a well supporter, a Jody Sue supporter, a Allie and them supporter, if you support anything other than the real victim, Summer Moon, Utah Wells, you can get the hell out. Don't let the door hit you in the ass. That's how we feel over here. Absolutely. This is Summer Moon, Utah Wells site. No one else's. This is no one else's site but Summer's. We are all for Summer, 100% for Summer. We keep Summer's name in the spotlight. We keep the glory of God shining down upon this little girl. And if you don't like it, get the hell out. That's how we feel.
Yeah,
I will waste no
Summer's
words
the
with
victim.
you. My mods will block you faster than your head can spin. And that's the truth. And they have my blessing to block you. If you come in here and you don't want to support Summer, then get the hell out. That's what I got to say to you. I'm not supporting these lying ass parents that we all know are nothing but liars. They abused those kids before those kids were ever took. We shouldn't even be here right now because those kids shouldn't have been there for us to be here right now.
How do they even support her? You can sit and watch her on these panels. She does not care about that child.
I don't know how they support her. I have not got the this is a community for Summer, Madam Butterfly, for Summer Moon, Utah Wells. That's what this community is about. That's what we are about and for. And we welcome everyone that is for Summer. You ain't for Summer, like I said, you need to get out of here because you are not welcomed. Absolutely not. Summer is the victim. She is the one missing. Let's remember that. Let's remember this is all about her, not about the fucking Wells, not about Jody Sue, not about any of them. They are the ones that Summer was with that day that are refusing to talk and tell the truth about what went down up on 110 Ben Hill Road. That's what they are. And if they ain't going to come out and they ain't going to tell the truth.
Yeah, they know.
Yeah, absolutely they know. They absolutely know. And you know what? I have no damn respect for a woman that told a lie in 2 seconds last night. Actually, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. She changed the story from the original story and then 2 minutes later changed it again. And now it makes us have to wonder if that story, if anything like that ever even was said or happened at all. You know, I think she lied on poor Allie. And just to get a lot of people hating Allie. And that caused Allie's family a lot more trauma now. Because more than likely it didn't even damn happen. That's what I'm talking about. And you know, right here's the proof. Here is the good old proof of it there.
Just doing stuff out of being grudgeful, spiteful, and having a grudge, because we know she yelled that at you that day when you were carrying that banner, didn't she?
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
Oh, we got your kid.
What did she say? They got your kid?
She said, ha ha, let me off and I got your kid.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs.
Please have Candace repeat what Allison showed that she had her kid or they. Okay, when I was going and I was holding the banner for Summer when she come up missing, Allie and her group said ha ha like this and said, we got your bitch. That's what they did.
We got your bitch is what they said? Huh.
Yeah, pretty much.
There you go. There you go. Madam Butterfly, if you're trying to come up on panel, you have to open the camera and let me see. And I'll be glad to bring you up on panel, if that's even you up here trying to get on panel. I am most welcome to let you upon panel. Oh, Madam Butterfly writes in the back chat, I will shut you down. No, you won't shut me down. You won't shut me down. The only thing can be shut down is yourself. And that's what'll be shut down, is you. Absolutely. Candace Wells' brain is fried. It's freaking fried. And she's working to get her boys back. Okay. You're working to get the boys back. Let's watch this, Candace. Here we go. As if nobody's going to take note, Candace. There she goes. Now let's watch. Oh man, R&R. As you can see, R&R bottle. Sucking down the booze. There you go. Big old glass bottle of booze. And she comes back up. Look at her. Why don't you look at yourself there, Candace? What the hell is that? What is that? That's what I'm talking about. You're a freaking alcoholic. You need help. That's what you are. You can't help yourself. You cannot help yourself. You're not a recovering alcoholic. You are an alcoholic. You're not even seeking help to be a recovering one. And you act like somebody should give you children, put children in the care of you. You can't take care of yourself, let alone anyone else. You need somebody to take care of you. Unbelievable. And you're going to trust a human like this. You're going to trust their words. You're going to believe their words. I don't believe a damn thing she says. Not a damn thing. She absolutely needs help. She needs to get help. She don't want help. She needs it, but she don't want to get it. They refused it. Her and Donald feels like their lives are their lives. They live it any way they damn well please. And that's true. That's true. When you don't have children, you can live your life any way you damn well please. But when you have other people, children that depend upon you, then you need to be living your life accordingly so you can take care of those people dependent upon you. That's how you need to be living your life. It's not about you anymore. When you go and you have children, you are willing to give up your life to take care of them. And if you want to be greedy and selfish and think about just you, then you need to give those children away to someone else and let them take care of those children because you're unfit to take care of them. Why drag those kids through hell with you when they can be, when they could have a better life? That's just a selfish fucking act right there, too. It's a selfish act to drag them through the misery and hell that you're going through yourself and having to be around you and put up with you. You got, that's mental problems. You don't own them kids. Just because you had them don't mean you own them and you get to, abuse them and drag them around and mistreat them and, do whatever you want with them. That ain't the way that life works. It's not. When you have children, you have a responsibility and you owe them children. You owe them respect and kindness and caring and love. You owe them a decent life. You owe them things. You brought them into this world. They didn't bring you. You brought them. They didn't ask you to be here. You brought them into this world and you are supposed to be taking care of them. If you cannot take care of them, then you know what? You need to man up to that or woman up to that or whatever. And, don't sit there and abuse them and try to destroy them. Just let somebody else have them. Just let them go have the life that they really deserve and the one that you can't give to them because you choose not to. Candace and Donald Wells could have gave those kids a good life. They chose not to. Donald worked. Candace stayed home all day long. They could have gave those kids a really good life. They chose not to give them kids a good life. And that's what I'm talking about. Anyway, let's go check into old Grandis. Grandis had this vehicle right here in June. No, it wasn't red in the back. As you see, the back tailgate was the normal color of tailgate. Grandis disappeared. But when she returned back, the tailgate was red. The tailgate of that vehicle absolutely had been painted red or replaced with a red tailgate. And my question is, why? Why was the tailgate now red? And when was that tailgate changed out? And why was it changed out? Was they worried about DNA? I also understand that law enforcement really dropped the ball up there. I hear Cam and Allie talking, and they said that they did not have a roadblock up. That's a lie, Cam and Allie. The very day that day on the 15th, when they came up there to do the search and all the people were there, they had the road blocked off. Donald wanted to leave. He tried to leave. He actually pulled out and was going to leave, and he could not get out of Ben Hill Road because they did have it blocked. The only ones that could come leave there had to go through the police at the check line, and Donald wasn't going through the police at the check line for some reason. He parked his car, walked back up on the hill, and they was letting people in. They let you out, but if you come in or go out, they did stop you. They did look through your vehicle and so forth and so on. So that is not truth that Cam and Allie are putting out there. They said 8 days later there was a roadblock. Well, 8 days later there might have been, but there was one on the 15th as well. That road was blocked off. Donald told me himself, and he told me that he parked his vehicle clean down by the dead end part of the road and walked back up onto his property up on Ben Hill Road. And was it that he wanted to get his vehicle out of there so they didn't look it over, search it, or go through it? Did he have something in it? I don't know. I just know that's what he told me. So, and as for Grandis's tailgate, you got to wonder why it has been switched out. I mean, we can just think that maybe it got hit or something, but I don't think so. Or did it, not get changed out? Did she just paint it? Because sometimes you can paint over. If you paint something, it will kill DNA. I don't know. Could Candace have been pissed or going to go see Donnie and, flew to Grandis's truck backwards and accidentally hit Summer that day? I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea what happened up there on 110 Ben Hill Road. What I do know is Summer was seen going back out the kitchen door. Now, that's word I'm hearing through other people, but they said the boys, that some of the boys have said that she went back out the kitchen door. I figured that anyway, and I've been saying it all along, that yes, I did not believe she went down the basement to go out the basement door. I felt she went out that upstairs back door there, off from the kitchen the whole time. But, now it's surfacing that this is what the boys have said. The boys also said that Donald was not going to work that morning, that they seen that Donald, their dad, carry Summer to the vehicle for Candace and put her in Grandma's vehicle before Candace and Grandis left. So, Donald lied about getting up that morning and leaving for work before Summer and them was even awake. So that was another lie that has been told. Why does Donald feel that he wanted to separate himself completely away from everything that happened that day? He didn't want the police knowing he packed his daughter to the car and put her in it before he left for work. Why? I don't understand that. It's just these little lies that's, getting these people all hung up. And the truth is coming out because the boys are talking. They should have knew their sons were going to talk, and they should have knew that, all of these lies are starting to come into play, and law enforcement is sitting there taking, this seriously. Like, why are you guys, what is your problem? Why did you care if we knew you packed your daughter out and put her in a vehicle? Why did you have to try to say you were already gone? Trying to separate yourself completely away from everything that happened that day. And if you lied about that, what makes us not believe that you lied about being at work that whole day? I mean, you only had alibis for a few hours. Actually, from 4:30 to 6 o'clock. You had a buddy show up around 4:30 or maybe close to 5 o'clock, talked with you for a while, and then a boss that came in around 5:30, closer to 6, when the phone call came in. So that's the only people that seem to be able to alibi for you. Well, something could have happened. You could have just showed up at work around that time. Who knows? We don't really know the truth. What we do know is Candace and Candace was there. Summer definitely was in the custody of them. That's a fact. At the time the scream took place that Jody Sue was talking about, Summer would have been in the custody of Candace and Candace. Most definitely. The story has changed from 5:30. Now Candace is saying 4:30 to 5 o'clock. That's a fact. And during 4:30 to 5 o'clock, Summer would have been in the custody of Candace and Candace, because they didn't even get home till 3:15, and it would have took them till 4:30 to get the groceries and everything into the house and start putting them away. And it would have took at least another hour, which would have 3:15. That would have been 3:30 to 4:30. For them to get something to eat, wash some clothes, whatever Candace was saying. And that's the time Jody Sue supposedly hears something she couldn't have, because they hadn't even went out to Candace to plant flowers. And they still had to go over there to plant flowers, right? So we're looking at probably a good 30 minutes to plant some flowers, get some candy, wash your hands, get put back in. That's, and that's going to put us up to after 5 o'clock. So this whole time, Summer is in the custody of Candace and Candace. It would have took them about 15 minutes to pack the groceries into the house, because they helped Candace pack hers also. And so yeah, going in and get the boys to come out, start packing things in. They probably did kill a good 15 minutes, because Candace's knee was messed up. She couldn't carry nothing, so they had to help her as well. So you're going to kill 15 minutes. That's going to throw you up to 3:30. And then Candace said they put the groceries away. They got something to eat. They'd wash some clothes. That's going to take at least an hour and a half maybe. And even if we just say 1 hour, that's going to put it up to 4:30. Now she still hasn't went out. Like I said, she still hasn't went out to plant no flowers or anything. Now she supposedly is going over to talk to her mom. And here's the thing. When she went out to go over to talk to her mom, she seen her mom sitting over there, and she went over to talk to her mother. Let's remember that she didn't tell nobody to watch Summer then. She didn't say, boys, I'm going over to talk to your grandma, watch Summer. No, she didn't say that. She went right out the door over to her mother and talked with her mother about planting flowers and everything. And who knows how long she talked to her mom at that time. What, maybe 5-10 minutes before she went back in the house to get Summer. And then she goes in to get Summer to supposedly come out and plant flowers. So now we're after 4:30. As I said, we're going almost up to 5 o'clock. Because 4:30, 4:35 if she talked to grandma for 5-10 minutes. We're up at past the time Jody Sue heard a scream for sure. And then they're supposed to still plant flowers. Well, if you're going to plant flowers, it's going to take it probably about 30 to 45 minutes to plant, even in those little things that Candace had, because you're looking at cactuses and sticky plants and a bunch of rocks you're going to put in on it. So, that's going to take time. So it's going to, it's going to hit past the marks that Candace is claiming this summer, supposedly came up missing. She's supposed to be in the care of Candace and Candace during this time. And then right on this on live, Candace said she pulled out of the driveway around 4:30, 5 o'clock to go look for Summer, and Jody Sue was standing on the road. Well, how could she do that? Because Summer wasn't missing yet. Summer would not have been missing at 4:30, 5 o'clock. She would have still been, in the house playing with her toys, getting ready to come out and plant some flowers and wash her hands, get some candy from grandma. She hadn't even been put back in the house for the boys to watch. But from my understandings, why did Candace feel a need to go tell the boys to watch Summer the second time when she didn't tell them to watch Summer the first time she went out? That's what I'm trying to say. And I think Summer did come back out of that door, like the boy said, which I've always thought that. And I do believe that, I want to know why Candace's tailgate is different also. Because I do know, that it's either been replaced or it's been painted. Either way, it would cover up DNA. And from my understandings, as I said before, they dropped the ball. Law enforcement dropped the ball. They did not search Candace's truck, from what I hear. They wasn't really 100% thoroughly checking anything. And Candace's truck, the lead was replaced while she was gone. It was that color the regular color when she left. Right here. Right there's what it looked like when she took off and went to stay gone. This is what it looked like when she got back. So something ain't right there. We, definitely something, isn't normal. And now she's got a new truck. Like, I don't think she even owns this anymore. She actually got a new truck, from my understandings. Traded the old one in, and she has a new one. Everybody knows Candace got a new truck now. So, there you go. And then there was another question upon who owns this yellow vehicle when Summer was dancing in the rain. That belonged to the co-worker, Dudley. That's Dudley's yellow vehicle. Donald told me that is Dudley's yellow vehicle up there. That's the day that Dudley drove to work with Donald. And Donald brought him back to pick his vehicle up. This happened the particular day that Dudley came to Donald's house and drove to work with Donald. Because it was a job somewhere pretty far away. And Donald just told Dudley to go ahead and park his vehicle and ride with him. So there's a lot going on up on Ben Hill Road. And if you didn't do anything to your child, you know, if you absolutely did not do something to your child, then you don't need no one to protect you. There's no reason that you cannot talk about, you know, you ain't got nothing to hide. You don't mind coming out and you have no problems coming out and talking about this picture. Hey, yeah, this was so-and-so's vehicle. This was why does Candace not want to come out and talk about what was going on this day when Summer was dancing in the rain? What's so fucking secretive about it? I mean, she should have no problems talking about this. Or any other picture that was taken, or TikTok video, or, she should, have no problem explaining what was going on and why it was being done. And, and if it was totally innocent, innocent acts, then she should have no problem talking about it. If your child really does come up disappeared, you should have no problem, coming out and telling the truth and asking for the help that you need. To get your child back. I haven't ever seen any parents, Donald and we are not the ones calling Donald and Candace Wells guilty. No, we're not. They are acting guilty. They are leading us to believe that they're guilty by their own actions. That's what I'm saying. How else can you judge people that are acting the way they are acting? Well, I'm going to tell you something. There are so many. You can't stick on one particular subject with this case because there's just too many indiscrepancies that the Wells have put everyone through. And that was their gold from the beginning. That was their gold. Their gold was to lead y'all around a bush 500 times with 500 different things so that it would take the focus off of them. And they have continued to do it. And people have continued to, run with it. Because most people want content instead of the truth. I don't want content. I want this case solved. I'm not looking to be a big time YouTuber, some type of creator. I'm not looking for that. What I'm looking for is to find Summer, get justice, and in order to find her, we've got to find the truth. We've got to get the truth into the light. And yeah, we are praying, and we're praying very hard. And I'm sure but you have to. God helps them that help themselves. If you're not going to help find the truth and pull it out into the light, then, why are you sitting there bugging God? I mean, we have to fight to get this truth. We have to work together to pull it to the light. And And by doing that, we have to, actually, this case is like peeling a giant onion, as people would say. You've got to pull all those layers of lies off for people to see the truth that Donald and Candace Wells, they have put together to build that giant onion. They did it one layer of lies at a time. And now, we're sitting here trying to peel back all of these lies to get to the truth. And that's hard, it's hard to do, especially when you have, these two people continuing to lie every day. And they got other people lying for them. So, it's not an easy job. I have no idea if Candace is live or not. I don't, Benny's her caretaker, not PG. But yes, that is a question about that truck of Grandis's. Why was the tailgate changed? Why did she all of a sudden get completely rid of it and a new one? We don't have to ask where they're getting all the money. We already know where they're getting all the money. A lot of people are supporting them. There's a ton of people supporting the Wells. I don't know. This world loves to support evilness. And you have a lot of people that just, they feel like they're going to get a gift in heaven for supporting evilness instead of righteousness. So I don't know what to say to anybody. And when you support that kind of evilness, what you're doing is you're supporting them. What you're supporting is them to be able to hide the truth even more so. That's what you're doing. You're not putting them in a fix to want to tell the truth. You're putting them in a fix to want to keep lying and to keep that money coming in. So you didn't help Summer a lick by supporting that type of evilness. Molly says she's waiting for an answer. I'd like to know what Molly's question was. Yeah, Candace's new job is YouTube. Who entered the live stream and would not answer my question? She entered the live stream and would not answer my question. Someone knows. Absolutely, just someone knows. Absolutely. They know. I mean, humans know everything. It's just, are they going to tell? Are they going to tell what they know? Are they going to tell? Or are they going to keep, lying to cover up the lies that they've already told? Like I said, they've got layers of lies now, and you got to peel back all these lies to get to the truth. And to get to that truth, you got to go all the way back to the beginning when they started lying. And you got to analyze them and their lies. And then you've got to try to figure out why they're lying like they did. And in between all of that, I mean, there's bits and pieces of the truth throughout everything. You just got to figure out which parts are the truth and hope they lead you, because I'm sure at some point Donald, through some way, let everyone know possibly where Summer is. And but did everybody listen? Now I know he said he had a dream, and she supposedly said she was just down the road. But just down the road from where? Where he worked, or just down the road from where his home is? Because it seemed to me he said that he was at a beautiful house working. So that means that she would be just down the road from a beautiful home that he had worked on. And I don't have the credentials to get, his job information, but TBI does. And TBI needs to take that dream in consideration, find out where he's been working, what big homes he might have been working on in the past that were supposedly beautiful, because he didn't say it was an apartment complex. He said it was a big, beautiful home. And I do believe he was working on somebody's big home at one point. And it's very possible that he literally liked that house, or he noticed a beautiful place down from it. And that's where they decided to, in my opinion, put Summer, So it needs to be looked into. I mean, all avenues need to be explored. And that's one of them that need to be explored. That could have been Donald's way of just trying to tell everybody where his daughter was, and he knew, and she's okay. And I know that's all he ever said to me is, Sissy, she's okay. She's okay. Well, how do you know she's okay? That part I couldn't get him to answer. Somebody's trying to knock Benny out. I'm sorry, I'm reading the chat. I'm trying to catch up with everything everyone's saying. Candace went live and had a child behind her on a mattress. She must be with a friend that has a child. That's funny because there was a child up at her house also. Last weekend. Last weekend, there was a child up at Candace's house. And it was a girl. It was definitely a little girl. I believed it to be Cam and Allie's daughter. But Cam adamantly was trying to lie and say, no, it wasn't his daughter. But I thought it was. But it definitely was a little girl voice up at Candace's house. There's a little girl up there. I'm looking at the picture. Just give me a second. I'm enhancing this. I'm going to bring it up for everyone to see. Okay, I'm bringing it up. That's as close as I could get to the child without pixelating the picture or distorting it. It definitely is Candace. And that is the child in the background. I don't know. I don't think that's Summer. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, you can't really tell. You can't tell. Um, it definitely is a Candace did shut the live stream down in 5 minutes. So I do not have any idea. We don't know, but I'm sure TBI is going to be asking her about this child. There definitely will be questioning her upon who this child was, where she was, and who the child is. That's going to be a definite. I say it wasn't Summer. I do not think Candace is that stupid, to be perfectly honest with you. I think she just wants people to believe something stupid. It could be she could have had a visitation somewhere with the boys, and this could be one of them asleep. Could have fell asleep before she got there. And she thought she could pull a stunt like this before getting busted. Like they said, she got off in 5 minutes. She might have gotten a chance to do something like this real quick. And Candace and Donald love to play games. That's what I'm talking about. Everyone said, oh, well, it's Donald. No, it's Candace as well. They both are, they both love to play their games. And as we see, this is another one. And PG ain't going to take it serious at all. I can tell you now, this was not Summer. This is one of Candace's, I call bullshit on it, on everything. Pure bullshit. This is one of her little stunts. Good job, Candace. Good job. I got to give you props. Another way you think you're going to take the focus off of yourself. Well, it ain't happening. As of December the 15th, they said foul play came into play. They're looking at you, and they're going to be looking at you even harder now because you like to play this kind of stupid little bullshit. And that makes, people think another hoax. Exactly. Another hoax. And it's disgusting. It's rather disgusting. And look at her. She knows exactly what she's doing. Yes, it is a hoax. It is. It absolutely is a hoax. That's what I got to say. And Tazzy says, PG, nothing going on. A granddaughter of a friend. How do you know that, Tazzy? So she goes around putting other people's children out on YouTube. Tazzy said, because I know the friend. Well, if I was that friend, I'd be awful pissed that, with what all is going on, I'd be very upset that Candace Wells would put my child out here in the YouTube world the way she just did. Because a lot of people's going to think that's summer now. They're going to be up in the air. They're going to be upset. And, Dale is the friend. And Dale's children, if this is Dale Terry's, if this is Dale Terry's granddaughter, Dale Terry has been asked multiple times by her family to keep their children away from Candace Wells. I know her children have asked her to keep their children away from Candace Wells. I don't think that if this is Dale Terry's grandchild, I'm sure Dale Terry's going to get a lot of backlash now from her children. I personally would not allow my mother to see my children if she's going to take them around people like this. She would not be allowed to see my children at all. Under no circumstances. Unless she comes to my home, visits them, and leaves. I would not let my children be anywhere near my mom if she's going to allow people like Candace Wells to be around my children. I don't understand Dale Terry's mentality level at all. I know Dale Terry took her grandchild up to the Wells and had it swinging on Summer Swing. Yes, I do. I'm very aware of that. And I'm also very aware that her children asked her not to take their children up there around the Wells at all. They have already told their mother not to be doing that. Exactly. I wouldn't let my dog around them either. Candace has a lot of money from donations and so forth and so on. And this don't exactly look like a hotel room. This looks more like a hotel lobby. Del Terry don't have a lot of money, but Candace does. No, it definitely, I don't, it's not summer. But Candace is, Candace wants to stir the pot by having someone's child in the background like this. Yeah, I guess there is two beds in the background. That's truth. And so, and the bigger question is what has she got a kid in a hotel room for? What is she doing with a child in a hotel room? Yeah, it definitely is like a sofa going across the wall in the background. Actually, I don't think that the wells are allowed around children. I know no children are definitely allowed up on the property. Well, she shut the live down within 5 minutes. That's a big red flag, right? Why did she shut it down in 5 minutes? It sounds to me like she just opened it up to show this person's child in the background and close it back down. Yeah, someone walked in all right. She didn't want them knowing what she was doing. Uh, I I looked at this child and I'm telling you, I don't think it's summer. No. I definitely do not believe that it's summer at all. Absolutely not. But TBI does need to look into it, and they do owe us, and they do owe us a. Yeah, she's mocking us right in our faces. Yes, TBI does need to look into this, and they do owe us an explanation of letting us know whether that was summer or not. Absolutely. Yeah, whoever it is does have us very worried. Any child in the custody of Candace Wells has us worried. Um, Who's to say it's not, Summer? I mean, who's to say it's not? You know? I mean, the Wells do have people that will, you know, take up for them. We see Cam and Allie doing it all the time. You know, pulling one person after the other out there. Like last night, Cam was sitting there wanting to talk about Hunter and saying, you know, he's not exploiting Hunter. Yes, you are exploiting Hunter. You are. I don't care if he's a 15-year-old child or not. Well, you should, Cam. You should. You know, Cam, people could exploit you as well. You were up there when when Molly and all of them were up there protesting, and you was up there on the road having a conversation, and you said, someone said that no one wants to buy a child, and you said, well, actually they do. You can get a lot of money from them. How do you know that, Cam? And you seem to be implicating yourself into this case an awful lot. Like people say that, you know, usually people that do stuff implicate, and you live in Tennessee. You act like before you didn't. When you first started going up there, you act like you didn't live in Tennessee. And we find out that you did. You do live in Tennessee. You have really implicated yourself into this. You don't live that far away from the Wells. You was talking about how Hunter, what was he doing over in another area? It's like they was wanting to get him out of the area. No, he was with his girlfriend and her mother. And, you know, there's nothing weird about that whatsoever. You know, when two young people are dating, a lot of times the parents pick them up, take them to proms, they take them out to ball games, they take them different places. There's nothing weird about the mother and the girlfriend picking him up and them going 30 minutes away. It's nothing wrong. I mean, they could have picked him up and went 3 or 4 hours away. It would have been nothing. I mean, that's nobody's business where he goes with his girlfriend and her mother. But you seem to be, you know, trying to get, and what makes me say that people should focus on Cam and Allie is the fact that they're always trying to get the focus off of Don and Candace Wells and this case. Why? Why are they working so hard to get the focus anywhere else and not where it needs to be? Because law enforcement's already said plow play and put the focus on Donald and Cam, but Cam and Allie refused to go with the law enforcement. They refuse to, you know, face the truth and say law enforcement has put the focus this way, and they have not put any focus on Don and Candace Wells whatsoever. Just everybody else around them. And they're the two that's running everybody around the bush now. You know? Maybe they need to be looked into. How does Cam know how much money you can get out of a child? You know? How would he know? I mean, PG don't know that. You know? I wouldn't tell somebody, well, actually, you know, because no, that isn't something that I would say. Why would he say that? Why has he got himself up there all the time? Hunter's girlfriend's mother don't just have Hunter's girlfriend. She has other children, and she knows Allie's family as well as, you know, Candace knew Allie's family. And she picked up Hunter and took Hunter with her and her daughter and the other kids to parks and to places where, you know, out for pizzas and so forth and so on. She didn't have a problem with her daughter seeing Hunter. until all of this happened. And now, her daughter's no longer allowed to, see Hunter at all. Due to, well, probably not just all of this, but also due to the fact that Hunter don't know how to get a job, keep a job, and stop his, woolly ways of doing bad things in the world. Hunter has been, raised to believe, and Candace talks about how Hunter throws gang signs. Well, what was Candace doing last night on Cam and Allie's? I think she was throwing up peace signs and crap too, and she wants to talk about somebody else when she is the leader of it. She's a leader of that kind of nonsense. That's what, I'm trying to say. So, anyways, that's a very disturbing picture, to be honest with you. Very disturbing. I think that child might have been wearing it was either dark blue or black hoodie. I'm not sure. She definitely wanted us to see it. Absolutely. She did that purposely. Yeah. The child was on a pull-out couch bed. There's 2 other beds in the room. And yeah, you have these, that's how you tell humans are lowly educated. Highly educated people don't throw gang signs. I mean, that's the bottom of the barrel. You don't do that. I mean, it's unacceptable. Totally unacceptable. I don't know. I just think that people should not teach their children to throw gang signs. I mean, I know if I saw my child throwing up a sign, it'd be the last sign they'd throw up. Let me tell you that right now. That is not acceptable at all, under no circumstances. It is crazy. It is. It's yeah. Candace likes to play with y'all. Her and Donald are the masters of playing with people. The little mind games. She knew that somebody's going to call TBI on that. She knew that they were going to be questioning this and, checking into it. She wants to work the law. She wants to waste our taxpayers' dollars, right? She wants to waste the taxpayers' dollars. She don't care. Like, when the little stunt up there, when they supposed to found some remains on her land, like more than once, on the doll baby in the tote, just one thing after the other, her little stunt to marry. That's what they get off on. They get off on their little games, the bones down the road. And I have a feeling Donald was behind that one. I had talked to him and he said that Fred Hill do anything for $10. I felt that he did pay him something to get him to leave Ziggy to them bones, and they got a big laugh out of it. Those people are sick. That's what they are. They're very sick in the head. You're dealing with some mental cases, and not good ones. These are evil. These are evil fucking people you're dealing with. Very evil. Manipulating and evil. Yeah, Sammy, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. That whole holler is gross. Yep, definitely. They're all disgusting. No doubt in my mind. They're absolutely disgusting. Yeah, that Tim guy does. They're all trying. They don't want this case solved because they're making too much money off of it. And we have to do one or two things. We have to do one or two things. We either have to keep fighting to pull Summer's name out and, into the light, and to find her and to get justice. We don't want to let law enforcement shut it down to a cold case, but there's a possibility you might have to walk off. You might have to walk off and quit paying attention, and it's as horrible as it sounds, to keep them from using Summer to make all of this money off of. And a lot of the creators are moving on into other children because this is exactly why. They don't want people making money off of Summer no more. They don't want Cam and Allie and Benny Keys and Donald and Candace and Tim Allen's to be making money off of the back of poor Summer. The creators, some shut down out of fear and threats, and others are shutting down just out of pure mercy for Summer. They're just shutting down because, it's just too overwhelming, and these people are continuing, they're hiding the truth in order to keep prospering off of Summer. And it's wrong. It's wrong. There's a lot of little, Monkey, for instance. His mom and dad really want him found. They really would love and appreciate the focus being on him. They would love his case to blow up like this so people would, look harder and help find their son. And that family is not trying to make a fortune off of their missing son. They just want their son back. They want their child back with them. They want their, the help to bring their son home. It's nothing like this right here. Absolutely not. And who deserves their case blowed up the most? Candace Wells and Donald, who are lying and basically using their daughter as a meal ticket, or this family that are truly got a missing child, and they're not trying to make anything. They just want the word of their child out there, and they want their child brought home. Maybe it's time to blow up another case and let Don and Candace Wells case disappear into the background, where they won't be making anything anymore. And we could still push law enforcement to find the truth. It just won't be on YouTube. It won't be where they can make a bunch of money. It'll be through the phones and through letters and through other ways of doing it, so that it's not out here and they're not making making big money off of it. That is the actions of a dumbass that just effed up. That's right. She might even took the video down now. Cam and Allie are disgusting as Benny. Benny and Cam and Allie are aiding and abetting evilness, if you ask me. In my opinion, they are aiding and abetting evilness. Absolutely. They are covering up for it so they can, they got their own agenda of why they're doing what they're doing. And that's to be making the bucks themselves. If money means that much to them, don't expect God to open a pearly gate up for them. Cam and Allie done lost their way. I mean, maybe they were on a path with God, but I think they've lost it. All over what? Over some evil, to support some evil people that do not deserve to be supported at all. I do not believe, in my opinion, the Wells do not deserve to be supported any way, form, or how. And that isn't just because Summer is missing right now. I don't believe they deserve to be supported due to the simple fact that those children were abused long before Summer came up missing. Those children lived in filth. They got very little of anything. Candace and Donald used those children, as Jody Sue said, to get gifts, and then they would sell the gifts and give the kids the garbage left over. They used those kids for probably many things, and gave them nothing in return. A bowl of soup and 5 spoons? Are you serious? That's unacceptable. Like Summer that day at the swimming, got up at 8 in the morning, all the way till 3:15. She got home, nothing to eat. She got a slushie the whole day. Who does that? A slushie the whole day. That child should have had breakfast. She should have had lunch. And she should have been having, when she got home, a snack, and then Mom should have been making dinner to feed them, And that child barely at 3:15 was getting anything to eat at all. No, she's not using the money to find Summer. Absolutely not. She's using that money to rent hotel rooms, to, to party it up, to live it up, to do what Candace wants to do, because that's what Candace has always done. Smoking her vape. She's probably got a bottle R&R, Yeah. Candace is the prime example of a true, in my opinion, mental case. She does definitely need a psychological evaluation. It's too bad that they can't put sodium pentothal in people like that and make them tell the truth. I think the law should be that if someone's child comes up missing like that, that they're allowed to make them take sodium pentothal and then question them. Um, I don't know if they're allowed around children or not. I mean, here's my I'm just going to tell you the truth about it. I know children are not allowed up on 110 Ben Hill Road. They removed the children from there because it's unsafe. Therefore, no other children are allowed to be there. They don't take kids away so other people can bring their children up there. Absolutely not. No children are allowed up there. Donna Wells right now has a SA charge up in Utah. Not by one person, but by 6 or 7 from my understandings. Do you want your child around them? Is that somebody you think children should be allowed around? Right there. Candace Wells has a child that is already unable to live life normally. A son that is in, assisted living home due to Candace Wells and her neglect in life. And now we have 3 children in Child Protective Services and 1 child missing that was in the care of Candace Wells. Do you want your child around her? Would you like to leave your child with her unsupervised? That's what I'm saying. It's not about are they allowed around a child or not. What it's about is do you want to leave your child around them or not? There you go. What kind of parent are you? What kind of no, it ain't shame on PG. It ain't shame on me, motherfucker. It's shame on you if you think that you should be able to leave a child around humans that do this kind of shit. There you go. It's shame fucking on you. Don't come in here running your nasty ass mouth to PG, because PG let you know right now. Those parents right there are a pile of fucking shit. And no child should have ever been around them to begin with. Matter of fact, them people should have been sterilized and not allowed to have children, in my opinion. That's my fucking opinion right there. And to see Candace Wells in a hotel room with a baby in the background is disgusting. That is damn disgusting. And it's very concerning. It should be a concern of everyone's. And whoever has her in there around that child, not knowing how her child disappeared or what happened to her child, needs, in my opinion, that person right there should not have a child as well. Because they are not thinking about that child at all if they're leaving it in the care and the custody of someone that ain't coming forth and being 100% truthful about what happened to their child. I'm going to tell you, that's the one problem I've got, is I do speak the truth. I do. Absolutely. I'm not going to sugarcoat shit. I'm not Cam and Alley. I'm not Benny Keys. I'm not going to sit there. Summer is not a meal ticket for PG. She is not a meal ticket for me at all. What she is she is a 5-year-old missing little girl. She is a victim. She is a victim to the evilness of this fucking world. That's what she is, a victim. And that beautiful little blonde-headed, blue-eyed child is being played by her own parents. She is being used and played by her own parents after whatever horrible thing happened. She's being used up and abused again by them sitting there making money off of her, using her for a Ponzi scheme. That's exactly what the hell they're doing. And I'm just sick of it. I'm tired of it. You know, I'm done with it, to be honest with you. PG's totally and utterly fed up. It's more than a human can stomach on seeing that these people are getting away with this kind of pure fucking evilness. That's what it is. And then to see another child that could possibly end up a victim sitting in the background of this fucking predator right there. And yes, I can't call her a predator because she abused her own damn children. That's why Children's Services has them. She allowed her daughter to come up missing, and now she's using her daughter to gain money and everything off of, when really she wanted the case shut down. She wanted it to run cold. She wanted to just go away. But the money didn't let it happen for her. That money got her. And that's why she's staying out here in the eyes of everyone. And these idiots are giving them the money. These idiots are donating it, which makes me even more sick. It's disgusting to watch, to be perfectly honest with you. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Joe, let her be found. You know, I pray so hard that Summer's found. I really do. I pray to God she's found so this could also stop. If God would just let us find her, then Candace Wells could never get another dollar off the back of her missing daughter. That we all know that, you know, she had to put Summer aside. No, Summer wasn't ever in the equation. She wasn't ever in the equation. She's going to go see her boys a month from now. A month. A month. Yeah. You know, I'm going to tell you, these people running their mouth in the chat, the ugly human beings that want to act like they're the well supporters and everything. Let me tell you something about those people. If they wouldn't leave their dog with the whales, they wouldn't leave their dog up there, but they would sit there and act like, you know, somebody else is an abuser. You know, they need to stop lying. They need to stop lying to themselves. They don't support the whales either. Absolutely not. They absolutely don't. You know what they are? They're what they call information ass kissers. They go in there and they talk a good line of shit just so they can be there and hear all the BS. Like fucking what Candace Wells has to say is important. Are you serious? What she has to say is important. That's disgusting as hell. Matter of fact, most anybody half educated wouldn't even want to hear what this woman's got to say after they've already heard the bullshit she's put out on everybody. We already know anything she says is nothing but fucking lies. Nothing but lies. Just like last night, she changed up Allie's story twice, which I don't think anything happened. I don't think that Allie actually said anything to her, period, about Summer or about her kids or about anybody else. I think Allie probably sat on that sideline and they didn't say anything, but just sit there and watch the parade go by, and they got their asses up and went home and could care a fuck less about Candace Wells and her family. Matter of fact, I ain't heard Allie say a whole lot of anything, period, about the Wells. other than the truth about how nasty, disgusting, and sick they were. There you go. I don't think that Cam and Benny's after no reward money. No. Cam and Benny and them's making way more than that damn reward money by just getting donations off of this case. They don't want the case to be solved. They don't want Candace coming out and telling the truth. They don't want, the truth to be found because they're making too much money off of all of this. They're using this case for content so they can, as you see, Cam's got nothing. He has no content anymore. So he's trying to throw Hunter back out under the bus. He's trying to pull out other people under the bus. He's trying to pull out a bunch of old shit. He's trying to go back to the beginning and look around at the, at the old hotel and at this and at that, at the fucking Walgreens. Are you serious? At the fucking Walgreens? You're going to go back there? There's nothing to find at Walgreens, you dumbass. She didn't disappear till after they got the fuck home. Are you kidding me? But he wants to run everybody around the bush with Walgreens. Let's talk about Walgreens. Let's talk about the phone call that went down with Donald and Candace Wells that day. Well, we think that, H got things confused. That H, didn't hear the word Andy. Well, why did he say Andy? He didn't hear the word Billy. Billy, Andy. Does that sound anything alike to you? Sandy and Andy might. Bill and Jill might. But Andy and Billy, that don't even fucking sound nothing alike. And when he said Andy, I'm sure it was Andy. Okay? H wasn't telling lies. When H, he was telling the truth. He had no reason to lie. When he got out of the car, Summer was still in the vehicle, alive and well. Why does he have a reason to lie? He doesn't. So you know what, Cam and Allie, you need to get the fuck off all these people. And, start doing God's will instead of your own. And quit doing shit for the money. Quit selling your soul for the dollar. What you really need to do is you really need to come out and tell the truth. Absolutely. Because you've been in it long enough to know the fucking truth, like everybody else is seeing the truth. You know who the real predators and the real people are, and you know who was in control when Summer came up missing, and it was Candace and Candace. Possibly even Donald. We don't know. Just because his vehicle was one place don't mean he was. And that's what I'm talking about. Something ain't right here because these people feel like they gotta lie too much. And when you feel like you gotta lie too much, then you must be feeling like you gotta cover something up. And if you gotta cover something up, then you obviously fucking done something to need to cover it over. There you go. That's the way law enforcement thinks. That's why they ended up calling foul play, and that's why they're focused upon 110 Ben Hill Road right now. Cam and Allie, I'm sure, hates PG, but that's just tough shit, right? Tough shit. Because, I personally don't care a hell of a lot for them either. I hate anybody that uses God. I worship God. I worship him. I don't use him. I'd be scared to do what they're doing. They're using God. Let's say a prayer. Dude, when you said it, I didn't feel nothing except disgust and wish you would just keep God's name out your face. That's what I felt. Yeah, OFAC cam was on when I got started on here. Absolutely. Absolutely. Chubsy Ubsy was over there, starting up, trying to make everybody feel sorry for him about what happened last night. That's what he was doing. Well, if God don't like ugly, then he really hates Candace, Wells, and Donald, right? There you go. And that Grandis ain't the prettiest damn thing I ever seen as well. Those folks are as ugly as a mud fence inside and out. If you ask me. Personal opinion. Yeah, Grandis and Candace does. You can tell Candace is a chip off old Grandis's ass. Acts just like her. Grandis wasn't for her kids, and Candace wasn't for hers as well. She definitely followed Mommy's suit to a T. Right. Molly Roberts, you're funny. Absolutely prayers for Summer. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. After seeing that hotel picture, I'm disgusted. I'm totally disgusted. I cannot believe another child is even near the custody of Candace Wells. I don't know who would have a child around her, but obviously someone does, right? Someone does. And that's very concerning. Absolutely concerning. Especially she puts the child in a she did that purposely. She did that purposely, absolutely purposely. And that's disgusting. That's one of the most disgusting things I think I've seen in a while. Absolutely. What these people will do to be around the Wells is sickening. It's sickening. They put their children, these people will put their children at risk to be around these people. It's bad enough that you're an adult and be around them yourself to try to get some information or whatever, but to take your children into the play of it all like that right there, that's unbelievable. I have no damn respect for whoever's child that is. I have no respect for them nor the person that brought it there and had it there. None. That is disgusting right there. Yeah, Candace and her mother are in a Holiday Inn put up by TBI. There's a short black police officer outside the room. Yeah, right. Nah, not at all. Candace talked someone in to doing something with her. She offered to pay for it in order to get somebody's kids around her. And that's the result of it right there. They took her up on it. And I am concerned for that child. Very much concerned for that child. Absolutely. Yeah, it's bullshit. Absolutely. Okay. Well, PG is stressed out enough tonight. I am totally and utterly stressed out. This is disgusting. And totally and utterly disgusting. I don't think I'm going to have to call TBI and report it. I'm sure somebody else already did. And I'm sure TBI's got the picture by now. And I hope they do follow up on it. If there ain't a police officer there, I hope one shows up to find out who the child is, who it belongs to, and what Candace Wells is doing in the hotel room with it. That is very concerning. Everybody should be concerned. Absolutely. We have a missing child, Summer Moon Utah Wells, that's gone. And do we want to be looking for another one? I don't think so. I don't think so. That's what I'm talking about right there. You know, something ain't right. And yeah, to be honest with you, that's just disgusting. And she ran out of that live in 5 minutes. That shows something. That shows something ain't right. That shows something ain't right there. You know, that's definitely not right. She knew what she was doing. Should not have been being done. I'm going to tell you, the Bible says that Satan's the father of all liars. You know, Satan's their daddy. PG might cuss, but I don't lie. So, I think I'm good with God. I think I'm good with God. God, I guess God understands, PG's got a bad temper. When it comes to, this type of BS right here, I've got a bad temper. Yes, I can't stand to sit back and see how uneducated and disgusting some humans are in this life. It actually upsets me to see that people will put their children in great danger for the dollar or for some, on some stupid reason. I don't understand it, like young mothers and stuff, Okay, I understand, you didn't get these kids by being a nun, but you know what? Why you have to bring boyfriends in around your children that's going to abuse them, beat them? Is that boyfriend more important to have somebody there than your children are to be safe? I mean, it's a lot of sickness goes on in this world, and it's disgusting because these people just don't, they're too selfish and worrying about them and all their needs, and they don't think about their children's needs and safety and everything else. And that's how I feel about this child in the background of this particular picture right now. I feel like whoever is there, this child belongs to, um, they do not, they do not care. I feel like they do not care about the safety. It's like bringing that boyfriend in that abuses children and everything, you know, and worrying about yourself and what can you get out of all of this instead of worrying about the safety of that child and caring about it. You really want to sacrifice real stuff for fucking nothing. It's disgusting. Well, that's all I got to say for tonight. You know, absolutely, I ain't got nothing else to say. I don't even know after tonight if I want to spend any more time wasting my time upon, Candace Wells at all. Um, she disgusts the hell out of me and humans. Like the person that's got that child in this picture disgusts me as well. Some people just cannot be, they can't be helped. They can't be helped. They'll sell their soul to the devil for things that don't mean nothing. Absolutely mean nothing. I'm sorry, PG had to get some cigarettes. I smoke like a freight train when I'm stressed out. And this case definitely is a stressor for sure. I think what we're doing is we are, possibly supporting this woman right there. We're aiding and abetting her. And look at this. This is a child. That is a child behind this. She's letting you know. She's letting you know. That's not a good sign. It's not a good sign she's trying to send to all of us. That right there is not a good sign. Actually, that's fucking scary. And like I said, very concerning. And anyone that doesn't take it to be super concerning Don't have no brains. And I do agree with people turning that in. I do. I mean, it should be turned in. We don't know if she's allowed around children or not. We don't know. We know that none's allowed up there on her property. We know that her children are in Child Protective Services. We know she has a missing child. We know that they have already called foul play, which means they're looking at them. This is very concerning. Look at Serenity's parents. Look at them. People could have upholded them and everything, and look what they did. We'd have had the same fight on our hands. Yeah, Priscilla, I think I'm calling it a night as well. Oh, there's my hello, sweet Norway.
Oh, hey, you want to go to bed? Hey, my sister.
How are you doing, sweetheart?
Yes, I am okay. You know, I want to wake up every night before because I must listen to you. But at the end of last, I start sleeping.
Yeah, I heard that.
So, oh, I am so sad because it's in the middle of the night. But you are finished now. Yes, yeah. No, there is not so much new other than these cracking cases in Candace. Did you see them?
Yes, I did.
Oh
I've
my
seen it
God.
all.
Yeah.
I've seen it all. Did you see the
You
picture of
see
her
it
with the
all.
baby in the background at the hotel room?
No, that I haven't seen. Where is that?
Right here.
Ah. Oh my
There
God.
she is. There's the baby in the background. There's a
What
child.
is wrong with people?
I do not know.
How can she have anyone's baby?
I do not know. You know, it's disheartening, and
God.
this woman is getting more and more out of control. And
Yeah.
you know,
But she also getting more and more sympathy. I hate that. I don't know why. I think it's because Donnie is in jail and is in prison, and I don't know what people are thinking, Prayer Garden. These people must be taken down. And she said she didn't love him.
but
Okay.
she's in love with him.
No, she loved him, but she is not in love with him.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's because, right now he's in jail, and she's wanting something else to fulfill his place until it's time to get out of jail.
You know, she's almost 40 years old, but when Benny is coming on camera, she's acting like she's acting like a 12-year-old.
Right.
She's so in love, she cannot hide it. And the worst of all, I think he's in love too.
Someone wants to see it.
Oh my God.
That's the hotel picture. That's the baby in the background. I cannot say who allowed a child around Candace Wells.
No.
I know I sure in the hell wouldn't.
No,
Not
no,
for
no.
5 minutes. I don't even want that
No.
woman near my children. But somebody obviously did, and she obviously offered to pay for everything, and someone took her up on it, and this is the results of it. Is
Oh my God.
somebody put their child, they might not think the child's at risk being around her, but she has a missing child.
These women have lost 9 children, 7 children.
8. Between her and Donald Wells, they have lost 8 kids.
And 9 between them two.
But Candace
Because
Wells,
remember the one who was dead.
Donald Wells lost 2 children,
Yeah.
but 2
and
children a daughter and a son that's in good health and able
Yeah.
to function today.
Mm,
Candace Wells lost 2 children.
yes.
One who was running away from foster homes, having the roughest life ever, and the other one
With the brain damage.
brain damage and cannot ever
Yes.
function again in this life because
Yes.
Candace Wells wants to be who Candace Wells is.
Yes.
And that is the truth, and that is my opinion. But and then she lost 3 more into the custody of child services because they say her home is on the place up there is on safe. But is she not? She's got a missing child. She's lying every damn turn.
But don't forget the 1 children. I remember it's 1 more children. The child she lost in the hospital. So it's together 9.
I don't believe she ever lost another child. I think she had 2 children and then the 4 by Donald.
Well,
And
I
believe that's
listened
the
to
only.
when she talked to the woman.
Yeah,
Maybe
she lies.
was like,
Candace
think she was
lies a
lying?
mile a minute. She lies a
Oh
mile
my
a minute.
God.
There's no record of that other child anywhere.
Oh.
Candace loves to lie. She bullshits as
But
far off as she
he's
can go.
crazy.
And she's just she's crazy. She is. She's absolutely, in my opinion, a mental case.
How are you holding out? I have to ask you.
I'm
How are
kind
you
of,
holding out?
this case is very stressful. It's very, very
Very.
stressful. And you feel like you're feeding the devil. You feel like
Yeah.
you're feeding this devil.
Yeah.
I'm 100% for Summer, and I'm 100% keeping her name alive and getting her found in justice. But in the same time, you feel like you're feeding this devil,
Yeah.
for people to give her sympathy and give her
That's true.
money and give her all kinds of things. And sometimes you might have to shut that down.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of of this. I'm sick of it.
You will never get over it.
No,
You will
absolutely
never
not.
get over. You will never be the same person because you was getting so close to Summer via the parents. You will never be the same. I feel so sad for you.
Well, I probably won't ever be the same because I'll be a better person now.
Yeah.
Even better than before because, I know how important it is to spread awareness about people like this. I know
Yeah.
how important it is to spread awareness about how important, people's children are. I know that, a lot of people don't think about how important their children are because when you're in it, you can't, sometimes you can't see the forest for the trees, as they say.
That's true.
And, there's a lot of young parents out there that just don't know how valuable their children are at all. They don't know the gift that God has bestowed upon them. And, they just need to be educated in that field. And, they really need to be educated in the field of your children should be your first priority. They should come above and beyond everything in your life besides God Almighty, and his son Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I mean, that comes first, but your children should always come before anything else. That is, the future. That that's the gifts
that's the
God
future.
bestowed upon you. That is the future, and you should not ever let anyone down them. You shouldn't hurt them or do anything to them yourself, but you sure shouldn't let anyone else be doing it as well. You know, you should be you're supposed to be their angel. God put
Yes,
those
that's
children in
true.
your
Yeah.
custody for you to protect, to oversee, to watch over, to do everything you can to make sure that
Yeah.
their whole life, you know. I don't care what bad things happen to us. We are supposed to shelter, and that even more so our children from letting things like that happen to them. That should just make
Yes.
you stronger in what you do for your the next generation. You know, that's what it should do for you. It should
Yeah.
make you be even more vigilant
Yes.
and getting things done for the generation after you, and being protective over that generation, so they can
Yes.
have a better, more productive life without all of the heinous things that go on in life. But we ain't doing that. You know, we're not saving our children. We're actually,
No.
you know, we're actually not safe. Look at this poor child in the background there. I mean, you'd have
No,
to be in
I
right.
am
You just
shocked. I
right.
didn't see that.
Absolutely.
I am totally shocked.
Absolutely. Obviously no one was there
No.
other than Candace with this child alone
Oh my God.
for the time that
This
the
is
duration
horrible.
she was on that live showing it.
Oh, I think she's like psychopath. I think she like us to see that child. She
She
wanted us to see that
absolutely,
child
absolutely.
and
And
say blah blah blah.
she knew that people was going to holler that if possible
Yeah,
summer, what is it doing there, and you know, get people's hopes up. Well,
yeah,
you just got your damn hopes smashed, everybody.
yeah,
Y'all got your hopes smashed because this bitch wants to play games with you. She loves playing games. Well, how do you feel now? And you still want to support her? Does anybody still want to support her? Because I know that there's a lot of trolls in here tonight that well supporters. Do you still like to
yeah,
support that? Get your ass over there and support it, man. Go do it. You know, that's what you live for, is to support evilness. Go do it. There
yeah.
you go.
The people who support, they are as evil as them. This is
Misty
I
Rose, I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about our family. We have a
no,
family over here that's 100% supports Summer Wells. We 100%, all of our family supports Summer Wells. We this YouTube supports her. She is the topic, and the goal is to find her and bring her home. That is our goal. We 100% support that baby. But I'm talking to the trolls in here. I'm
yeah,
talking about them people that were in here tonight saying, well, she's allowed around children, I think, and this and this. And you think, bitch, you don't know. You know, why are you even coming over here talking to us at all? That's what I'm
yeah.
talking about.
If they don't agree, just go away. Go away.
Right.
It's easy. Just go away. But she should not be allowed to have no children alone even for 1 minute.
Absolutely.
No.
Absolutely. Especially after destroying the ones that she's already destroyed.
Yes.
She shouldn't have been
Yes.
allowed to have no more in her custody after her son was mentally destroyed and for life.
Yeah.
You know, I don't understand child protective services. I don't understand why our tax money even going to people that ain't doing their job. And you know, they ain't doing it right. That's what I'm saying. They're not doing it right.
No, I am so scared she will get pregnant again. Do you remember in the beginning there was some lady named Rose Bly? Not the woman who came to the mother, the friend.
Right.
She was also looking for the other child from before. They was working together. She said that after Candace get summer, she get fixed so she couldn't get more children. I don't know, but I hope so. She's crazy. Maybe she want a child with Benny.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
But she start to get old now.
Yeah, she wants to be with Benny, that's for sure.
Yeah.
She definitely wants to be with
Yeah.
Benny. You know, this is going to be her and Benny when they get out of jail. That's what Donald's going to find
Yes.
right there.
But
That's
it's
what
Donald's home.
Donald's coming home too, and that you know, and the danger is, look at the little Benny under her arm.
Yeah.
That would be a shame. Yes, absolutely.
Yes. But it's Donny home. It's not her.
He's in jail.
Yeah, but when he's coming home, he
When
can
he
put
come,
them out.
yeah, and then he's going to go back to jail again because she's
Yeah.
going to attack him for Benny.
Yeah.
You know, and he's going to end up back in jail because
Yeah.
you know he's trying to get another man out of his damn house.
Oh my God. This is
It's ridiculous.
it's ridiculous. But I have lost my faith in the system
The
in
justice system,
yeah.
absolutely,
I have.
absolutely.
First of all, they don't give us nothing. They don't talk nothing. So people start, you know, and they
Well, you
say,
know, they said no children are allowed on 110 Ben Hill Road. They removed the children from there because it was an
yeah,
unsafe place. Now, does that include the parents are unsafe? Because if it's an unsafe place due to the parents, then the parents are not allowed around children. And Candace clearly is around someone's child right now.
yeah,
She is clearly around someone's child right now.
yeah.
And that should
She
be
is.
reported. That
That
absolutely
must
should be
be
reported.
reported. Yes, of course. But you know, Ronnie Larson, he always say, "Oh, there is so much speculation. It's not good. It's destroying the case." But you know why people speculated? Because they don't give the public anything. So
Right.
people start speculated. He is before I like him. I feel he was a stand-up guy, a nice guy. Now I feel like he's a dirtbag. I don't want to say what I feel he think about him. To be honest, I have a bad feeling about this man now. There is something absolutely wrong.
With Benny,
No, with Larson, Ronnie Larson.
I'm going to tell you, Ronnie Larson is sharp as a tack. I know that man knows the truth. I know he knows the truth.
Yeah,
And I'm telling you, I know he does. But I also know that he is law enforcement and he has a lot of things on the table.
yeah,
And, you know, is he going to make the right choices or not? I don't know. I don't know if he's going to make the right choices or not. I hope
I
he
hope
does.
so.
At his age, I'm sure he should be. You
Yeah.
know, at his age, he better be making the right choices because,
Yeah.
you know, at his age, you can't wait for your food to cool down. You might not be here to eat it. So, you know, he better make the right choices because, you know,
Yes.
God gives us choices to make and
Yeah.
they're always one. There's a right one and a wrong one. And it's our choice to make. And I hope Ronnie Larson makes the right choice on this case right here because he knows what the right choice is and he needs to be doing it. He needs to be doing it. That's all I
Yeah.
can say about it.
Yeah.
And
Prayer
Candace
God, you
Wells
go.
knows. Candace Wells knows that there's, you know, what the right choice would be too. And she's
Yeah.
afraid of that choice. She's scared of
She is,
that choice.
but you know, when I look at her, she seems so carefree. She doesn't seem like she's afraid of being caught. She's relaxed and smoking and drinking, and she looking like she's a queen. You understand? Like,
Oh yeah.
there I am. Oh, I am like
And did you
popular.
hear right? And
Popular.
did you hear her say, I had three beautiful, beautiful sons. I had
Yeah.
three beautiful sons, and then summer comes along. And
Yeah.
then she caught herself, and then all of a sudden starts making up, you know, start trying to say good things about summer. But
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
you know, stop right where you was because that's where
Yes.
you done fucked it up.
Yes.
And letting everyone know that she come along. That made you unhappy.
Yeah.
That made you unhappy. And and you did nothing. You did nothing really for none of them kids. Because you're too lazy to get off your ass. You talk about, you're up there doing it all. No, you're not doing it all. You had 13 years to get that house ready, to get that house fixed the way it looks today.
Exactly.
And you done nothing. And really, we got pictures of before Donald went to jail.
Yeah.
And why don't you show us pictures, Candace, of what you've done since? Because I bet the house still looks exactly like it did when he went to jail. You're full of shit. You're full of
I
shit.
am so angry. Listen, these people are suspect in a baby's gone missing, and I don't also believe the grandmother. I know she knows something. I don't know allegedly, but these people have done this with all the children, and now all the people want to help them to
That
build a new
grandmother,
house.
that grandmother absolutely knows.
Of
She
course,
absolutely knows the truth.
yes,
Absolutely, she knows.
yes, she knows.
That
Of
old
course,
bag of
she knows.
bones. That old bag of bones knows. And somebody needs to rattle the truth out of her. To be honest with you, TBI needs to law enforcement needs to take her in there and rattle them damn old
Yeah,
bones and get the
yeah,
truth out of them.
yes. No, I think the answer laying in the beginning. They are so full of lies. If your children, one of your children, did disappear out of the basement, you will never forget if the basement door was locked or not unlocked.
You could never go in that damn basement again. Matter of fact,
No,
you'd be done with that
exactly.
basement. That
Yeah,
basement would be sealed the fuck off.
yeah. Oof. Okay, prayer garden, you go to bed.
Yeah, I'm
I was
gonna
sorry. I was just open and then you say you go to bed. I just want to say I love you and I listen to you every night, but sometimes I sleep because now I start like sleeping in the days only.
God
Yeah.
bless you. Yeah,
Yes.
I try to
Take
come
care.
in. I can't try to get in here earlier so I could get out earlier and
Yeah.
possibly spend some time with my kids
Yeah.
before they go to bed.
Yes.
Absolutely. But like you, I'm getting so I sleep in the day a lot too, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
I've got so
No.
many things to get done and to do, and
Yeah.
a lot of times I'm pushing on 4 or 5 hours sleep, and
You
it's
working
overwhelming.
you working too much.
Yeah, I have,
Oh my God.
I have made this case, my life, and
Yes,
and
you have.
yeah, and I've got to realize that, I have a family as well, and
Yeah.
and and other things that I need to be taken care of also,
That's true.
and
You
you
have a
know,
heart of gold, you will get back from God. This is your this is your call. But you're doing a little bit too much, maybe 2, 3 days a week, not every day. It's too much for you.
yeah, it has become overwhelming.
Yeah.
And now
And
that Candace is out here on her own, it's going to be a
yeah,
lot worse.
yeah.
It's going to be a lot worse.
Yeah, I think so.
With her, um,
But you
with
know
her
what?
acting out.
Can I ask you before you go to before Don was always the one who was talking. And everybody say, oh, poor Candace, she cannot talk, Don talking for her. But as soon as he go to prison, she is singing like a bird. She love it.
Now you
She's
know
with
why he was.
everybody.
Now you know why he was keeping her mouth shut.
Yeah,
He knew she was a concessive, impulsive liar.
yeah,
That she made up. She can't tell the truth to save her damn life. He knew that we were all going to get a shot at seeing that if she did come out and run that mouth. And as
Yeah.
we seen it. We all know
Yeah.
now. We absolutely know what she is, how she is. And within 2 minutes last night, she gave two different stories about what happened with Allie at the 4th of July parade.
Yeah.
Two different, and
Two or three.
neither one of them was the truth of what supposedly happened that day. Did you see that?
Yeah, I see. She say that Ali say they got your children bitch, they get your child bitch, and this
No,
and the other.
she said at the beginning it was supposed to be Allie said they got your kids on B, and
Yeah,
that was it. But now
yeah,
she says that Allie and them said, I got your kids.
got your kids.
And then she said, they
Exactly.
said, I got your BI, a bad word,
Yeah,
talking about
yeah,
Summer. And I don't believe Allie would say anything like that. And there's no way she only could have said one. Only one of those three she could have said. And from my understandings, it was they've got your kids. Ha ha ha, they got your kids.
yeah,
And that's what I heard from the beginning, from Donald, from Candace, from
yeah,
everybody.
yeah.
Now Candace is changing it around to something different.
Yes.
There's no way that happened. And that is why
I
Donald,
also don't believe that.
I don't believe that.
I
I'm
believe Ali love Summer.
She did. And I believe Allie didn't say anything at that parade that day. Absolutely nothing. That was a lie for Candace and Donald to try to make people hate on Allie and Allie's family. And you know what? It worked, didn't it? It worked. These people, that Donald and Candace are two of the most evil human beings I think I've ever ran across
Yeah,
in this life. Two of the most evil human beings.
yeah,
And I've been around a lot of
yeah.
evil humans.
That's true.
PG has been around a lot of evil human beings. But these motherfuckers right here,
Yeah,
are, I'm telling you,
they're the worst.
yeah, they are like
And
the
you have
worst.
been inside their head.
Oh,
You
I've
have
been there.
really, yeah. Oh my God.
I've been there, and let me tell you
Yeah,
something. It, you know, being around them is like taking a hit of acid, and that's
yeah,
the truth. I mean, you will be tripping. You will be
yeah,
tripping. They
yeah.
are nothing but a damn trip. And
No,
then and people say, well, I can't believe Donald would play music and torture his mother. I had a feeling they tortured that woman. When I seen the picture of her sitting on the bed with the boys, with the kids, I had a feeling that they had tortured her. I didn't ever say anything. I didn't
no.
want to put something like that out there because I want to believe everyone loves their mother with everything they got. But you know what? I truly believe that is true
Yeah.
because Donald did. I was on the phone with him a few times, and he would turn this crazy music on,
Ah,
and he would have people in the house screaming, turn it down," and he wouldn't turn it down. He just kept it.
no.
If anything, he'd turn it up even louder, and it's just what he does. It's how he is, and you know, I would act like we got disconnected, but I hung up because
Yeah,
even I didn't want to hear that shit. And you know,
that is terrible.
yeah, and he called back, "What happened to you, sissy? What happened to you?" I said, "Well, I
Mm.
can't hear anything anymore, man. The music up, I can't hear shit." My phone went out, but no, I hung up. I absolutely hung up, and I didn't want to hear it. But I
No.
do believe he did that to his mother. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what I always have felt? He and Candace was homeless and they didn't have nothing. And they got the baby and they was saying, we go. I don't think Don was visiting his mother a lot.
No.
I think they got a plan. We go to our mother and she will soon die and we got the home.
Yeah,
These people are so fucking evil. I am sorry, my language.
they
I
are.
get crazy. That's the
Hmm.
plan. I am sure.
Yes,
of it.
absolutely. Absolutely.
And her last day, I think, was terrible. You have to think she was dying, they was fighting and drinking, and oh my God,
Mm-hmm.
it's terrible.
Right.
Did you know? You know Leslie, Leslie, the woman with Ali.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Did you know her and Fred was cousin? No,
Ex-wife.
ex-wife. Okay,
Yeah.
yes, you know. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. That was his
I
ex-wife.
just I read it in your chat one day. Yeah, and they say Ali is homeless. I don't know. I
No,
don't think
and no,
she's homeless.
actually she got her job back and she got to keep
Oh,
her house. Yeah. Thank
oh,
God.
that's good. Yeah,
Yes.
that's good.
Thank God.
Yeah,
So,
thank God.
mm-hmm. But
Yeah,
it was a good thing that she almost lost her house anyway because they found a snake behind her refrigerator.
I know. I
So
know.
that
The
could have bit
neighbor
or hurt
told.
someone. So, it's a good
Yeah,
thing. It's a good thing that it happened the way it happened,
yeah,
you
it
know,
is.
for her sake. So,
Yeah,
I do find a lot of goods coming out of all of this. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Absolutely good is coming out of all of this. Um, I agree. It is. And
yeah. But now is I think now it's
um
very important because this time to see Candice or Don, who is the first one to talk? Because somebody will talk.
I think Don's going to talk. I really do. He's in jail and I
Yeah,
think he's going to tell it all.
yeah.
Um at least I hope. At least I
I
hope.
also hope so.
That's what I'm going to start pushing for. I'm going to start trying to get more communication with Donald and hoping to push him to do the right thing. I don't know if it's going to work. I've tried before.
Yeah,
Um,
I know.
but Candace was there to try to intervene. She's not
Yeah,
there to intervene now. So, yes, I'm going to push all I can to get Donald to do what's right for Summer. I
yeah.
absolutely will continue to push him to do what's right for his daughter.
But you have
Um,
to write. You cannot phone him. Can you phone him?
um, I can have him phone me.
Yeah. That will be better. It's so
Yes,
difficult to write, and you have this channel. You this too much.
right,
Oh,
right.
yeah,
He can phone me. I can accept charges.
yeah,
Um, definitely.
yes. Okay, Prayer Garden. You take care.
You too, sweetheart.
Yeah.
God bless
Bye,
you.
bye. I love you.
I love you as
Have
well.
a nice day with your children.
You have a
Say
wonderful
bye,
day
bye.
too.
Say hello from Norway. Bye.
I will. I'll make sure that
Yeah,
I hug them for you.
yeah.
God
You
bless
have
you.
to.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. God bless
Bye,
you.
bye, bye.
Bye bye, sweetie. Good night. All right. I'm going to get off of here and I can't say that I am not a little upset about all that, especially the child in the background. That's, as I said, that's very concerning. Um, definitely. Um, it's very concerning. We should all be concerned for that child's safety. Um, absolutely. We should. And I do not know if they're allowed around children or not because their children were taken away and one's missing. I know their home, 110 Ben Hall Road's unsafe. I know that the children were taken away and they have not been given back to the parents. Therefore, obviously, the parents are not capable of having children and therefore they probably incapable of being around any. And they are around one at this particular time. So that's something to think about, people. That's absolutely something for us to think about. I'm not happy with it at all. So Classy Chatty says not shit, LOL. Who is she talking to? Who is Classy talking to? I don't know. I have no idea who she was talking to. I guess it's like how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll, right? Guess the world will never know. Okay. I'm going to get out of here. And I'm going to tell everybody, as I always do, please, 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 please pray for Summer. Please pray for Summer. I know God is, I know our God is listening. I know He's going to pull this to the light. I know we are going to get justice. I absolutely know we're going to get justice. And I truly believe that we will find Summer. We absolutely will find her. We cannot give up. We can't give up. We got to keep pushing forth to make sure that the law does not turn this into a cold case. We can't allow that to happen. We have to keep pushing. We got to keep making sure that, she is found and brought home and justice is served upon the evil humans that are responsible for what has happened to her. Absolutely. And pray for one another. I know that Tennessee Shine, I'm sure she's still going through a lot over what's happened. Make sure you keep her in your prayers. Keep Sweet Norway in your prayers. She's always in mine. And make sure that, BDAC, please keep him in your prayers as well. There's so many good people in here. Just continue praying for one another. Always know I'm praying for you. I don't think I could even share how upset I am right now. That child in the back looked like Summer. That child, I know it's not, but you know what? It reminds us of her. And we just got to pray that we don't, that we ain't looking for no other child. Summer's enough. I wish humans were smarter. I wish humans were smarter to keep their children safe and away from some people. But it seems like they're not. And there's nothing we can do about that now, can we? But pray to God. Pray for this child. Pray for its safety. Pray for, that it's going to be okay and safe. Let's pray for its safety and that it will be all right. God bless you all. Good night. Good night to you all. And as I said, pray for one another. PG's always praying for you. God bless you. Much love to everybody. Good night.